I can't hold it anymore. We have to start. I'm too excited.
I can't hold it in, man. Episode number 20. Dang.
But you know what? It took a while to get here, huh?
Hey, Shindong.
Shindong.
We finally back.
We want to say Happy New Year. I know it is, as of today, the 25th. I don't think anybody's saying Happy New Year anymore except ChrisCrossed Media. But Happy New Year's, guys. You know, we posted a couple different things here and there. If you've been following us on socials, on YouTube, on ChrisCrossed Media, we did a couple of things here and there. But we haven't been here in the attic.
I know. We've been slacking.
Since last time. We're talking about our good buddy Joe.
Yes, sir.
And, and then we're back after the holidays. We both went back to Chicago.
Yeah, man, that was a fun experience. We're definitely going to talk about that for sure. But it just feels good to be back. And make sure you guys are following those reels, man. Chris is putting in a lot of work over here, making sure that, there's still content up on CCM, on ChrisCrossed Media, so go check them out. We got some fun content over there and more coming soon.
There's some really good, fun. Really cool stuff that you and I need to talk about. But
yeah, I was gonna say, why don't we just jump into it? I think like this year, like you're super excited for, and you've been hinting at it on TikTok, super excited for what's to come this year, and so am I. I think that this year we're kind of a little bit more loose. We've kind of talked about our plans for the channel moving forward, and just kind of making it more of a creative channel again, just kind of throwing stuff at the wall again, kind of like when we first started, and seeing what sticks and,
absolutely,
and what people like,
Yeah. I have to say something, Christian.
Say it.
It's actually bothered me. Ever since you said it about
I showered
30, 40 minutes. No. This man.
What did I do?
Said, first off, it took us about 35, 45 minutes to find this one song that was on the tip of Christian's tongue. There was a song, he was humming it. He just could not remember the name. He's like, I remember the album cover, but I don't. If I saw it, I would know it.
Yeah.
Couldn't describe it, so we're going back and forth.
Oh my god.
Somehow, at one point, you thought it was
In
the Rhythm of the Night, or something.
The Rhythm of the Night. No, that's a classic song too.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah.
But anyway, we end up finding out that the song you were wanting to play is called "Better Off Alone" by Alice DJ.
DJ, yeah.
But here's the thing. What you said to me, and this is what bothers me.
What did I say?
You said, if I play this song, you could run a 5-minute mile. I don't buy it.
I definitely said that. No, bro, if I pop that song in my AirPods, bro, I swear to God, I'm going to turn it to Usain Bolt, bro.
You said very confidently.
Nah,
I would love to, as a video or something on the channel, we should see with this song how fast we can actually run a mile.
Yo, I think they may have to cancel my gym membership.
That would be really fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. It would be, and I will prove all you guys wrong. That I could definitely run a 5-minute Usain Bolt-esque mile just hearing "Better Off Alone" by Alice DJ.
I'm gonna give you a good month to kind of prep. I
don't need to. I can do it right now. I could go outside. I'll be back in 5 minutes, and then you can check my Apple Watch. I'll run a mile.
We have to get to an open field. I need to make an event of this. This needs to be. You can't just there needs to. We have to get I want Subway to sponsor. I want us to have matching kit uniforms.
All right.
I want you to, at the end, whoever you're racing against, whatever song they're singing against, or dancing against, running against, I should say. You exchange your shirts after the game.
Yeah, the jersey exchange at the end.
The sweat exchange.
Sign it off. No, that's just a really good song, man. Something I'm really excited for. Chris was just telling me the details of what his vision is for the room that we're currently recording in for the for season 2 of the Attic.
This is the new Attic.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick, and I think music is something that obviously we both love. But I don't think we really touched on music too much, in these episodes.
No, I think a couple times we said we wanted to do a music-specific episode, and we just never went there.
I think that with, the set that you're going for, I can see us just diving more deeper into that. And maybe, we have such a history of music on our channels that it's surprising that we don't talk more about music. You know what I'm saying?
It is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was just talking about this. Shout out to Dano. For those who are old-time ChrisCrossed Media viewers, Dano's my younger sibling. He's been featured on our channel very significantly. But what we do, something fun we just started, is we picked a day of the week. Mm-hmm. And what we're going to be doing is each send a song, one song that we are listening to like at that time, like something that we're like really vibing with.
Right.
And it's cool because I think music is such a personal thing, and to share that with somebody, you know, something like that. Like I like the idea that we're kind of like making little like it's a touchstone moment for us. Right, it's like, oh, well, it's Monday or something. Let's share music.
Yeah, music is universal, man. Like honestly, like in my relationships in the past, like I would be like, yo, I am not gonna date this person if they don't like this music. Yeah. But it's not even that. I think that was just like a weird way of thinking it. Now I'm more like, you know what? Like, if you kind of listen to different music, like let's see it out. You know what I'm saying? Play it. Let me see. Maybe I like it. Maybe I don't. But it like you don't need to speak the language of the music. Like you love listening to Mexican music. You love listening to Spanish music or like Spanish sounding music. You know what I mean? And you understand a little bit of Spanish, but that just goes to show how like
it's so universal.
It doesn't matter.
It's so funny. I was literally talking about this today. This is what I was mentioning. Dano is that I was showing him the song I was playing for you earlier. I can pull up the name.
What was it? The Hermanos Hernandez, I think.
Yes.
The Hernandez brothers, right?
Yes.
Oh, Hermanos Gutierrez.
Yes.
Okay.
Beautiful guitar work. I found them through Instagram, and I've been listening to them for the last couple of days. And I was sharing this with Dano, and we were talking about how much like I really love Hispanic music. Like I oddly have a weird connection to it, but I don't understand the lyrics at all.
Right. You don't need to. You're invited to the carne asada.
Gracias. But gracias. Sí. But what I wanted to say is that like music is it's the rhythm. You understand the tone and what you can kind of almost envision whatever is trying to be said.
Yeah, just the vibes. It gives out literally their vibrations.
Yes.
You know, and that's where they get that from.
Which I have a whole weird theory. I'm sure there's actual studies on it, but like music is so important for health. I personally believe because of rhythms, and I think rhythms is a reason why. You know, the earliest versions of ourselves were chanting and you know, humming and all this stuff as cave dwellers, I should say. But
there's definitely studies on
I think there's a connection of us like when we're in the womb and we're hearing our mother's heartbeat. And I also think there's also vibrations that the earth gives off as well. This is sounding really woo-hoo science now, but I was thinking about it that I believe that music is very there's like something very connective about music, and I think it all ties into that. Like I think rhythm is very healing in a way, but we just don't realize it or talk about it very often.
Right.
And I think music is associated with why certain rhythms and beats sound very appealing to us as opposed to ones that don't.
It's very primitive because you know, and there are studies to it. You know, I've listened to Joe Rogan, and he has a bunch of like scientific people on there, and they come on and explain their different theories and their different, observations, and the way that like music, you know, it's all waves, it's all sound, it's all vibrations, and it kind of even breaks it down to like a molecular level, and how certain vibrations, you know, we learned about it in school, and how all that just kind of like puts you in a better mood. But just think about it, like back in the day, like before language, the only way people were able to communicate was just through sounds and through what maybe back then they didn't call music, but it's a way that we used to speak to each other before we actually created an alphabet or whatever. Certain sounds meant certain things before we put words to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely, music is one of those things that just grounds you, and it makes you kind of like put you in a good mood, but then you also know that whatever you're hearing is just putting you in a good place. So that's why I love music. I love sharing music. So if anyone has any songs, man, that we must hear, let us know.
Yeah, put them in the chat. I really want to like really widen my horizons right now.
Yeah, like, so in the future we plan on doing like live streams, right? Or like maybe like doing the podcast live, or definitely having the chat up. Something I do, like, sometimes when I'm live streaming, I put like song requests on. So people are able to just, you know, we're going to charge them on the attic. No, just kidding. But
that's one thing, like, you know, when we do like little road trips, you know, and we have like a group of people, what's one thing I always like to do? I like to go like counterclockwise.
Past the aux.
Past the aux, or suggest a song. I like to get a sense, and this is kind of where let's circle back really quick. Like, my whole thing is music is so personal, and you get a sense of the person based on the things they listen to. Like, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're talking about how they really like jazz and R&B. And I'm like, what? Really? like interesting. I'm like, that doesn't seem like somebody from the West Coast. I'm like, you're not from here, are you? And they're like, no, I'm from Toronto. And I'm like, okay, now this is starting to make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, that does make a little more sense.
So it's like, you know, it's more, you know, jazz.
Midwest in a way.
It's Midwest, yeah. And jazz had a scene in Toronto, very similar to Chicago, but like, it started to make sense.
Right, it started to make sense.
And I was like, okay, but like, you get it. So that's what I'm saying is, like, I think music really, it defines who we are, and it's a collective like mishmash of like our minds and our interests. Like, I love soundtracks for movies.
He does. That was literally before when I first met him. That was the only thing in his iPod Classic. I remember going up to him and be like, "Yo, let me see that iPod Classic." This dude just had. I'm like, "Are these movies? Like, they haven't. The iPod video hasn't even come out yet. Like, how the hell you got movies on this?" And he's like, "No, it's just a soundtrack." So I'm like, "Damn." I'm like, "Okay, I see you." Hey, but shout out to John Williams. Is that his name? Yeah, shout out to John Williams, who got nominated for a best original soundtrack score
for Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I know. And honestly, I was gonna troll you, bro, because I'm like original motherfucker. This has been the same song since like the beginning of what is it? What's the original movie called? Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm like, this is the Raider of the Lost song, bro. Like, they just found it back again, and now it's an original song. I'm like, man, that's getting credit for stuff you made like 50 years ago. That's not fair. How's that fair to all the other people that really came up with an original song? This guy's like, hey, original song. Like,
I don't think it was.
You know what I mean?
The song that was nominated, or the reason I think he had an original song that had nothing to do with the original songs that they made.
Well, the song that I heard was. Like, all right, that ain't original, so you copied yourself. It's like turning in the homework twice. What is he doing? I mean, it sounded a little different. He maybe made it in C minor. I don't know. Bro, but I gotta say something.
Are you saying John... Wait, the way you said it was John Williams?
I don't know his name. There's so many Johns. Man, that's his name, right?
It was the way you said it. What's funny is I might have to roll it back, but I think you put a question mark behind each of them. John Williams?
I don't know, man. They all John, Juan, they all sound the same. Juan Will made it. No, but on the topic of music, we talked about this for the past couple weeks that I've been here, and you know, I gotta bring it up, bro, because it's still in my mind. We talked about it today on my job. I have to bring it up because it just does not make sense to me. We talked about it.
Okay.
I just look, and there's no hate towards this artist. Nothing. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Oh yeah, I know where you're going.
Is like, how
are you gonna? Wait. Are we about?
Yes, we're about to
talk about.
Yes, we're
Taylor
about.
Swift?
Yes. Look, I have no hate towards her and her music. It's just not. I mean, I don't listen to it, but it just seems like Taylor Swift just came out like her popularity just blew up. It just seems like overnight. Like, I just don't understand. Like, she's popular. She was famous already, but it's like out of nowhere there's just this resurgence, and now all of a sudden she's this mega superstar. Like, she is literally the biggest pop star. Country, if you still consider her that, out of nowhere, and it's like now she's selling all these shows. Like, again, no hate. I just want to know how the hell she did it so we can do it too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no. My question is, and this is honestly just really just out of curiosity, because like you, I don't know I couldn't tell you a song of hers, honestly. I can maybe think of.
She legit pulled a John Williams. She remade her old music and made it again. And now it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
What I'm saying is I don't really know much about her. So I don't really have an opinion on her.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I don't know, what was it about like the last 2 years or so where she went from like any other, like if Ariana Grande came and had like a new tour or something, or Selena Gomez, or people like of that age, like Billie Eilish, I don't know, like anybody that's around that age who performs, who's like a big megastar right now, they have concerts and tours. But Taylor Swift, it was like a fucking holiday when she came here at the SoFi. Yeah. Like, it seems like there was a seismic earthquake that was recorded by her fans in the stadium. And it's like, there is a phenomenon that like, when did she become like go from a normal pop star to like Pokemon in the 90s? You know what I mean?
Like she's bigger than Beyonce.
But like, what happened?
I don't know, and that's what I want to know. And how did that happen? And
like, was there something that I just missed? I'm just super
obviously
curious.
We're not the target audience for Taylor Swift, right? So
sure,
you won't catch me listening to a Taylor Swift song. I couldn't even name one, but I need Kanye to come back out and interrupt her at a Super Bowl or something. I don't know.
I'm excited that Post Malone's going to perform at the
really?
Super Bowl. I think he's. I don't know if he's doing halftime. I don't think so, but I think he's doing like the beginning song.
I forget who's running, like who's doing this Super Bowl. I know last year's was pretty dope.
What was last year's? Not the Snoop Dogg one, was it?
No.
That was 2 years ago.
Rihanna. It was Rihanna last year. Yeah, I think she killed it.
Oh yeah, she was. That was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I forget who's doing it this year, but I'm actually. I mean, have you been keeping up with the playoffs at all for football or not? Not really.
No, it's not my thing.
Yeah, I it's not. It's not really my thing either. Like, I like sports. I'm a sports guy, but yeah, ever since like Kobe passed away from me, and
kind of killed it for you.
Like for basketball, ever since Kobe passed away, in baseball, like. Man, my socks are just, I don't know, dude. They're just
dirty.
not.
Her little dirty socks.
Yeah, they're little dirty socks. They ain't doing too good. And
damn.
So I haven't really been keeping up with sports. But when it comes to football, like, it's on. Everyone's watching it. Dude, this is why I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up
Soccer's
because
fun, though.
Soccer is fun. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because I didn't realize how much of a I think disparity is the right word. Maybe it's not, but the amount of views that football, like American football, gets in comparison to any other sport, major sport in the U.S., is insane. Like, insane. Like, I thought that, like, the NBA gets a lot of views, right? And they do. I think they're number 2. Or maybe MLB is number 2. But then football is, like, times 100 of that.
Really?
Or, like, crazy, bro. You look at the graph, it's not even a contest. So I say that because the football this season was getting flack for doing like Thursday only, like Thursday night games used to be on TV or whatever. Now they're like exclusively on Twitch through Amazon Prime. And you're seeing this transition of like old media go to new media and kind of implement subscription services. And just recently, the other day, Netflix signed a deal with the WWE, and they got exclusive rights, I believe, starting next year, I want to say, to Monday Night Raw, which is one of the longest running live shows, like rivaling The Simpsons. And now you're gonna have to subscribe to Netflix to see Monday Night Raw. So it just seems like, oh, it's just wrestling, blah, 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 blah. But, like, the landscape of media is changing. Like, we are really seeing, we saw the writing on the wall. But now it's like, it's finally happening. Like, we're seeing old media just go away, And it's kind of like, It's cool. Because, obviously, live streaming and subscription services is the future. And I think we're gonna do that on the Attic too. We gotta go with the change of the tide,
we've taken every punch swung our way. We can handle a couple more.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? Like, what do you think of just kind of like traditional the way people consume television? Let's say television. It's changing now. Like, how do you think that generation that's so stuck to like, hey, I'm gonna watch my show at 7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna watch the news at 5.
What's sad is that generation is slowly no longer the buying generation, right? Mm-hmm. So they're, as time goes on, that their numbers are dwindling. That's just the fact of life. The thing is, if you are a company, or if you want to be up with the, with the times, you have to evolve. You have to adapt. As sad as it is to say, I'm a very nostalgic person. So there's something that I miss about like analog, the coming to the television knowing that so and so is going to be on at 7 p.m. and that's the only time you can see it, or unless somebody was able to bring a VHS tape and record over somebody's birthday video that they had, right?
Yeah, someone did that to all my home videos.
Oh, damn!
I don't know. I don't have any more.
Oh shit! Well, you know what I mean. Like I miss those days, but I'm excited for what this does, and you got to think about like what streaming has done. Streaming has allowed for shows like, like
any TV series or any streaming series, yeah.
Well, like older television shows to like have a new life on streaming, but also just like the quality of shows have gotten tremendously better because of streaming. Mm-hmm. Because now there's like it's reaching more people. It's on demand, and
movies too.
Like, no, absolutely.
Like I've been telling Chris to watch this movie. I have to bring it up because honestly, a lot has happened since we've been on this podcast. Like I honestly think this podcast could go for like 3 hours, but Donkey Kong's here. But one of the things that I've been telling Chris to do is watch this movie called Palm Springs, and I'm telling all of you guys to watch it as well if you're older than 18. If not, get parental consent. But this is a movie that went under the radar for the very same reason that like all these things are now being pushed on streaming platforms. So this movie came out on Hulu. So if you have Hulu, you should have access to it. Trust me, I know. I just added it to Chris's list not too long ago.
he came. She said, "I'm not joking. I'm putting dishes away after we ate dinner. I go and he's adding movies to my watch list for me. Thank you.
Yeah, you gotta watch this movie. I went into it semi-blind. The only thing I knew was like, hey, this movie is like classic comedies, like comedies of the 2000s that have since been long gone because studios are afraid to, give fund these movies.
For these movies, yeah.
But this movie is amazing. I will go to bat for this movie. I highly recommend it. It put me through a roller coaster of emotions. It made me laugh. It made me cry. And
so what's the movie?
It's Palm Springs,
starring Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg and Kristen Milioti. She's actually the mother in How I Met Your Mother, the one that was revealed. Right. Yeah. So they're the two stars, and you guys should go watch it. Only available on Hulu.
Oh wow. Not a sponsor, but do you know who is our sponsor?
Yes.
Entertainment Earth. We haven't talked about Entertainment Earth in a while.
Perfect segue. I set that up, huh?
I have to say, this episode's been a little all over the place.
Kobe to Shaq! That's an alley-oop right there. Alright, so, talk about an Entertainment Earth.
So, Entertainment Earth is a great website where I go for all my toys. As you look at this room. This new attic space we have here, there's a lot of toys around here.
There's a reason you guys can't see this room. It's full of toys right now.
But
you'll see them all soon.
It's a good hobby to have. Toy collecting.
Of course.
So go to Entertainment Earth. We have a link in our description. We have a code, and that's also pinned comments in the feed down below, where you can save 15% on your order. And show us what you're getting. I'm not currently buying anything. I have my eyes set on a couple things, but they're not going to be released till later in the year. So I'm being patient. But I got a lot of cool things over the holidays. And
if you want to get a jump start on your Christmas gifts for this year, you might as well go on there now. I mean,
True.
let's be real. It's kind of like those Valentine's Day chocolates coming up very, very soon. Fat boys like us, we don't get a date on Valentine's Day, but we get a Valentine's Day to Target or to Walmart on February 15th. Those chocolates are 98% off, and we stock up, man. That's one quick way to get diabetes, I'll tell you that. But hey, don't take my word for it. Take my doctor's. No, but no, for real.
What was your line from the old sketch? Don't take my word for it.
Oh,
just ask one of our most
satisfied customers. Big grown me sold me on soda, and they gave me a rare strain of anthrax. But I didn't tell nobody.
I think 90% of the people on this listening have no idea what we're talking about.
They were born before that, but no, like that's literally me. I think that's like my grandpa's mentality too. Like, well, R.I.P. my grandpas, both of them. But it was like that old school mentality of like, if something's wrong with you, you just don't want to tell anybody, you know, or like you just keep it inside.
Yeah.
You know, so I want to break that curse. Chris, nothing's wrong with me that I know of. All right, I'm good as far as I know, and I hope you're good too. And if you have anything, please let me know. We gotta go get checked out. You know.
I'm not always okay though. You know, and I think that's okay to say. I think it's okay not to be okay all the time. And you know, I think it's learning. It's the human experience to learn how to cope with the ups and the downs, the in-betweens. I think that's kind of the beautiful thing, is learning more about yourself and the things that trigger certain, you know, emotions or traumas. It's interesting to find out more about yourself, which helps you learn more about others. And that's really cool to me.
That is cool. That is deep. I mean, yeah, no, you're for real. Like, I've actually had a friend hit me up the other day. He never replied to me, but I'd like to think that you know, I helped him out, even though I didn't get no feedback. But
was it somebody I know?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, he's going through some stuff, and you know, he had reached out in the past, kind of like in a friend group, like, hey, I'm not doing too good. You know, I need help. And obviously, we gave him advice, but at the end of the day, we let him like seek professional help, because what?
I have to show you
oh my god, this is serious conversation.
I'm so sorry.
All right,
I opened up my phone and I forgot I had this.
God, let's see.
I wanted to talk about it on the podcast.
What is
I opened it. I didn't mean to laugh. I'm so sorry. I could save this for later if you want.
Yeah, let me finish this.
I'm so sorry.
You're good. It happens. But I just to show you gotta laugh sometimes, you know.
It's so stupid. I apologize.
Well, I'll finish it up with, you know, by saying that, like, you know, we told them to seek professional help. Go to betterhelp.com/ChrisCrossed Media. No, and we told them, you know, do this, do that. At the end of the day, you got to help yourself. But that was maybe a year ago, and then just recently, you know, we started seeing signs of things not being right. And you know, me being in Chicago, you know, we were back in Chicago. I try to be there as much as I could, and obviously I can't be there 24/7. So I just, you know, I sent a few words of wisdom. I'm not sure if he even listens to this podcast, but if he does, you know, I just wanted to say it's okay that you didn't text back. It's okay. I hope you read the messages and know that everything that was sent was true. And, you know, to anyone listening, if you're going through something, just reach out to somebody, man. At the end of the day, you don't even got to text back to whatever they tell you, but write it down, tell somebody, speak with somebody, because mental health is real. And, you know, if you need help, seek help. If you need money to do it, trust me, if there's anyone knows the struggles of not having money and trying to make it, it's me. So reach out, man. People will help you. And hopefully you guys can, you know, get better. But what is it that you saw on your phone?
So this is, I saw this and I thought of you.
All right, let me see. Is it fucking that bastard from...
No.
From Gold Member?
Okay. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Leonardo.
Oh, it's not Mikey?
Nah, he's a close second.
You want to see this Mikey?
Oh God.
Is that Michael Jackson?
Yeah. What the hell?
Isn't that awesome?
Is that Michael Jackson from Thriller?
It's Michael Jackson from Thriller. Isn't that the coolest thing ever?
What the hell, man?
I love it.
AI is doing crazy
You
things.
guys can't see this, but I'll throw it up.
Yeah,
I'll put it up.
See,
You guys need to see this.
This
is
is
so
the
cool.
kind of things like when we're doing the live stream, like or the podcast live.
Oh, I can't wait.
We throw it up on the screen.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that real quick. Okay,
Take
let's
it
get
away,
serious
take it
for a
away.
second because we've been all over the place. I think we just really missed being here and talking, and it's the new year. It feels it's
what?
exciting.
It may seem like we've been out of the place, but I think we're
right on track.
I think we're right on track.
Let's talk about the new year.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is actually the last episode of the first season. And we're going to come back with season 2, and things are going to be very, very different. One, you're going to be able to see us if you're watching on YouTube. We'll still have the audio versions on Spotify, and we might potentially open it up to other music platforms at some point. But you'll be able to see us, and we'll have a set, and there's going to be essentially the same show that we have here. It's going to be a little bit different. There might be a little bit more formatted. And we also want to bring on guests and have people come on. And it's going to be kind of like a little show where we're going to showcase some of our content as well. There's going to be some intercuts, and it's going to be a really fun time. It's going to be a very big symbiotic relationship between the Attic and ChrisCrossed Media and Modified Gaming. It's going to be kind of like a network of things that, this is like our direct feed to our audience, our one-to-one communication, and just a fun way for you and I to sit for an hour and connect with, our inner childs and our...
Dude, I've missed this, man. Like, I've been on the edge, like, I've been coming over it for the past 3 weeks. I'm like, dude, I can't wait to record. I can't wait,
Yeah.
and like, this is fun, dude. I love doing this, and I can't wait to do it, like, how we wanted to do it, like how we've envisioned it for the past since we started.
Mm-hmm.
We had an end goal in mind, and now we're closer to that end goal than when we first started.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's cool seeing that progress. Like 20 episodes, bro. Like let that sink in. Like we haven't done, like when we first did our podcast, it was, well, how many episodes did we do? 4?
Maybe
5?
like 5 or 6. I think we stopped at. Yeah.
And it's like, we're at 20, bro. 20 and just getting started.
And it's cool just like seeing everybody in the comments. That's one of the things that I love the most is when we're on the Discord, we see it in the comments, we see all the things people are saying to us on social media. We have inside jokes now, that we've created. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember like why Donkey Kong became a thing, but he is a thing.
Yeah, he's a thing now.
It
It just happened.
I heard drums, and I think, was it like me who was talking about Donkey Kong? Or?
Yeah, it just happened, and that's the beauty of creating content. Like, I already mentioned him today, but I'll mention him again. I was listening to Rogan today, and he had one of his comedian friends on by the name of Bobby Lee, and they were going on. Do you know Bobby Lee?
I listen to Bad Friends.
Oh, you listen to their podcast? Okay, so he was talking about how he has a tough time kind of doing stand-up again, in the sense that like now he's a big name, he has a lot of pressure to go out there and be a killer, so he doesn't write new material because he's afraid of not succeeding. So they just stick to the mundane thing. You stick to the stuff that works, and you just go forward with that. And I think we all fear that. We all are creating, or we get into a comfort zone, and let's say we're doing really good, and you keep doing it. But at the end of the day, we're creative people. Like, we like different things. The day of tomorrow, we might like something else. And
I think this channel is a big reflection of that.
Yeah.
How many things this has been.
But that's why we wanted to start this, just to we can do whatever we want.
What's the most interesting thing to me is that this channel started with just you and I talking in front of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
We were literally we had a green screen, or we were at, we had 2 chairs set up behind a whiteboard or something. We were always just talking.
Right.
And then even when we were doing the themed months, our segments were always you and I sitting in the chairs behind, my bedroom murals and everything. And, you know, it's like, here we are again. You know, it's just another evolution of kind of just what it is. And I've always said, to me, what this channel really is my friendship with you. Mm-hmm. You know? And I think, I always felt like the conversations that we have is very, very energetic and electric. And whenever people are around us, I always feel like, you know, in a party setting or a social setting, or when we're in school or anything, it's just, you and I, we have something, you know, right. Whether it's like the iconic duo, you know,
right?
the Jackie Chan, the Chris Tucker, right. And to invite people to whatever this is with ChrisCrossed Media, with the Attic, whatever, you know, with that, whatever iteration we're at, it's just fun, right. To invite you guys into our inner circle.
Yeah, and like I'm there just listening to these two comedians talk, and like I don't know them. I'm probably never gonna meet them. Well, I'll meet them. We'll meet them.
I know them.
Yeah, we'll meet them. Yeah. But you know, it's like I put myself, like how I'm driving in the car listening to this podcast is me putting myself in the shoes of the listener listening to us talk. At the end of the day, they may know us, they may not know us personally, but for that hour that they're listening to us, it's kind of like they're here and we're speaking to them and they're giving us feedback in the comments that we later on go back and read. Yeah. And then maybe in the next episode we talk about it.
I will say, you know, though, like when we're talking here, I do keep in mind that we're here with others,
yeah,
you know, with all of you.
Yeah, like I ain't gonna, like, you know, do nothing inappropriate, especially like when it's live. Be careful, Chris, we might have to get some censor bars ready on the Steam Deck.
Wow. Oh my god.
Hey, hit that F5 real quick. Mod is going crazy. Mod is modifying right now. Get him. Hey, yo, what's going on?
Oh my god. His modifying levels are 3,000.
Yeah, right? What's the reading on Mod's power level?
It's over 9,000.
Me taking a dump. Don't go in there for 45 minutes.
And you're just on the toilet screaming,
oh my god, you know that, dude. This would have been a super funny viral clip. That's like one thing that, like, I can't wait, is like one of the things that I've been telling Chris is that when this is like actually recorded, we're gonna have so much content to like upload. So like clips, honestly, if you're listening to this, follow us on TikTok at ChrisCrossed Media, right?
Yes.
All lowercase. Don't capitalize nothing, or else it'll take you to. You don't want to go to that website.
You spin me right, baby, right?
It'll take you back to the early 2000s of the internet.
It's a time machine, baby.
Yo, you were telling me something off stream today.
What were we talking about?
You were talking about the guy that did that off the grid, early 2000s.
Yeah, so I was talking to some friends today, and you know, we're talking about like old media. We had like a range of individuals with us. So we had somebody who was in their like mid to early 20s, and we have people in their like mid to early 30s, right? Okay. I'm in the middle of that. We're in the middle of that, and you know, we're talking about different technology and how we communicate and how different it is, and you know how you know, people born in the year 2001, you know, essentially you know, never experienced the world before, like, you know, texting and stuff like that. Right? They just grew up in that world. Anyway, we started talking, and they told me about this guy, and maybe we'll throw a link somewhere. I guess back in 2018, he decided that he wanted to live in the year 2000. So he got rid of any technology that was, you know, made after the year 2000. He like dialed back his internet. He just lived completely off the grid, no cell phone, nothing, and just lived as if he was in that world. And he documented it, and he recorded it on like an old camcorder. He used like Movie Maker to edit it. What is it? What are you laughing? What are you?
I was gonna say something bad, but I can't, dude. I
wait. Here's the thing. Say it, and if it's really bad, it will be bleeped, and everyone will know it was really bad. What was it? Just say it.
I'm like, bro, with that internet and that technology, if you know, you know. Anyways, go on. I had to, bro, for the culture.
Stop.
Okay, go on.
My
go on,
God,
go
what's
on,
that?
Go on,
Oh.
go on, go on. He was off the grid.
He was off the grid.
No internet, no nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. And,
Well, he had internet, but very slow.
Very, very slow, as if it was in the year 2000. All dial up. And I haven't watched the thing, but I was sent the link, and I'll maybe drop the link down below so everyone can watch it
please
too.
do,
But it seems
because
really
like,
interesting.
I'm interested in this too. Like,
Yeah.
that'd be. I mean, I say that I want to do stuff like that, but like, when you were telling me the story, I'm like, I don't think I could. Like, we lived that time, and it was a good time when it was fast when we were young, but now it's not. It's like I don't want to. We lived it, we experienced it. But now knowing what I know, I would not want to experience.
Well, also,
that.
like, you think about it, we grew up at a time where we didn't have smartphones or something like that. Accessibility, having information within seconds. And back then, of course,
we did, though.
We didn't.
Like, what we did, though, because, like, what we thought, it was all relative. Time is relative.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like, we thought we had it like that. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is we didn't know any better.
Right.
But now that we know how nice it is, like, oh, what time does that store close? Or what time is that movie going to be playing at the movie theater? I don't have to look in the newspaper.
Right.
I have, so now I think if you were to go back, it wouldn't, you wouldn't work.
It's like that thing that, like, you have to go back without knowing what it is. Because it's like, would you go back knowing what you now know? You wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? But back then, like, just think about it. Like, if I wanted to, when I was a kid, my dad, for example, he would never drive on the freeway. Okay, so, like, growing up, we never went to downtown Chicago. Ever. Like, if I did, it was on a field trip for school or whatever. And I remember when I first got my permit to drive, like, I went on MapQuest.com to put a, like,
oh my God.
we went down to, like, the Mexican consulate in downtown Chicago, and, like, I had to, like, drive down there, and I printed out the sheets, but, like, back then that seemed so cool and so fast, and, like, whoa, like, now, hey,
it's step by step. There's pictures. It shows you the arrows.
Hey, this to do this, and, like, that's how I learned how to drive so quick, because I was just kind of, like, forced into it. That's how I learned how to translate so quick, because I was just forced into it. But back then, it just seemed so fast. Me burning CDs, me downloading songs, me, like, just having DSL compared to dial-up. Like, it was like, whoa, this is really fast.
Being able to load movies or videos, flash games a little bit quicker.
Yeah, like,
made a big difference.
When, like, we were talking about sending text messages today. Like, I remember sending my first T9 message, and we thought that was fast. And it was like a 6-letter text.
Do you remember, like after a certain time, like, the rates would be different? You had a certain amount of minutes. Like, all these things that you don't even think about.
I know. I remember, like, telling my girls, I'm like, hey, I can't talk to you after 7 if you have singular, after 9 if you don't. I have my little black book, like, okay, I can call you after 9. I can call you after 7. Okay, I got free weekend night minutes, But now we don't even call anymore,
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
I remember when text messages were a thing. I'll never forget. We were seeing a movie for his birthday party, for his birthday, and he got a text. And I'm like, whoa, you got a text? Like, I remember hearing about it, but seeing it actually happen.
Right.
And I remember thinking, like, why is that technologically advanced? Like, you would think that the typing aspect would be like what's invented first, and then the vocal aspect, because that seems more futuristic.
Right.
Right, like in Star Wars, they show the hologram, where, like, of course, the vocal is, I guess, the easiest option. But anyway, I just remember thinking, like, why is that? That's cool, but I'll probably never do that. Like, if I want to communicate with my parents, I'll just give them a call.
Yeah.
And it's funny how now, like, text messaging is now, like, my preferred method of communicating in some aspects. Like, I know people have phone anxieties now because they've gotten so accustomed to kind of hiding behind your text or hiding behind the screen.
Right.
It's so interesting.
Keyboard
and that's another
warriors.
thing that's changed so differently since we were young.
Yeah.
Is that I would call everybody all the time. Because that was the only way you could call somebody. And what sucked is when you're a kid, You're calling a home phone number,
right?
And you didn't know who was going to pick up on the other
line.
Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you. So like right now, you know, since I'm back in Chicago, I got a new job. I don't know if I ever mentioned it in the last podcast, but I was going through some tough times. But now, you know, I'm working somewhere, and I deal with the phone a lot. And I was telling you off stream that, or off recording or whatever, that now I'm like getting used to talking on the phone again. And I used to love to talk on the phone. Literally, like I would spend hours talking on the phone. And you know, I grew to hate it because I'm like, oh, I just want to text you. But now it's like I kind of prefer it. I forget where I was going with this, but
call me at
if you want
Mata 50.
If you want to reach me, please come over here. But no, I'm just glad that I'm able to experience all these different things, and I remembered my thought now. So you know, at work, I got my new boss, and just watching him work, and it amazes me because I'm sure it's something that like we could do back in the day, but the fact that he's still so old school is will remember every single person's number in his brain.
I envy that.
Like we will get an email, we will get a voicemail, and this man will be like, hey, Christian, be sure to check up on this job at this city that's located here and in here. It starts with the this zip code, and then he'll like go into his data bank of his brain, and I'm looking at it on the computer, and he reads back the number, the name, the address, everything. And this man's been in business for over 30 years. Actually, for 30 years. He's going to celebrate his 30th anniversary. And I told him one day, I'm like, dude, you're like a supercomputer. He's like, I remember so many numbers. Wow. And I'm like, that's insane. But like, I remember doing that. I remember, yeah, we all did that.
I was just talking about this the other day.
Yeah, so
I used to remember everybody's phone number.
I remember your number. Like, I know, like, if I were to... That's the thing, though. Like, if, let's say I'm off the grid, I lose my phone.
Yeah.
And I got to go to a gas station or somewhere to dial the phone. I think your number is probably the only number that I remember.
Okay.
No, like, dead ass. Like, I'm serious. Like,
I'll be there for you.
Obviously, I remember my number.
Good.
But I don't know my parents. I don't know my parents' numbers.
I know my dad's number
because they've changed. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember their old ones. I remember maybe one of my old house phones. Like, you can dial it, but it ain't mine anymore. But I remember it. 949. I won't tell you the rest. I remember it.
But, yeah, you had to stop yourself.
Yeah, and I remember someone else's number, but that's it. Those are the only two I remember. And it's crazy, bro. How many numbers I used to remember back then.
I knew all my friends.
Right?
Everybody.
Because we were like we didn't even need the redial. We just went. Like now, we can't even do that. Like, we're screwed, bro. If we lose the internet, like.
I think our brains can revert back. I think our brain is very interesting, right? So if it knows I don't need to remember that, because now it's stored here and I can turn that off. Mm-hmm. But the moment that's gone, it'll kick back on.
It better, bro. Or else I'm screwed. Because I can call you. That's it. And if you don't pick up,
you know what I mean? You know what? I don't like picking up the phone. So
and if you don't pick up, shit. Shit. I'm screwed. And hey, there's no disrespect to all my good friends that, you know, you're in my contact list, but I don't remember your numbers, bro. You're on my iPhone, and that's that, you know. And
yeah,
it's just different times, different muscles that get flexed. But man, I respect the hell out of my boss, man. And shout out for 30 years of business, man. You gotta tip that, you know. This man's been in business for 30 years. That's insane.
Hey,
you know? That's insane. Oh,
wait, what's up?
Oh, I have to talk about this.
Okay, go ahead.
I have to. So today, I'm on the computer. I fire it up at work, and I open up Internet Explorer, or Edge, it's called now. And you know how when you open up a new browser, kind of gives you like news, this, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So on the front news, I see the Burger King logo, and I'm like, what? What's this about? You know? Do we have another E. coli outbreak? I'm digging in. And apparently the restaurant holdings that owns Burger King just made a $1 billion purchase of a franchise called, I want to say Carter's. I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay.
But it's a 6 to 7 year plan of Burger King to try and kind of like not rebrand, but refurbish a lot of restaurants. So they're like really like, this is like a Hail Mary type thing. Like they're really in it to try and compete and try to get this market back, like compete with the juggernaut that is McDonald's.
So walk me back the plan here. So they're buying these Carter. They bought out this Carter company.
And from my understanding is they're gonna turn them into BKs, but they're gonna like use this money to modernize these restaurants and
make them like
make
new BKs, and then eventually do all them.
I think that's the plan. I didn't dive too much into it because obviously I had to get to work. But the little... And you know why I couldn't read them, to be honest with you? I hate this, man. We have to talk about this a little bit, but these websites, these news, archaic websites like the New York Times or whatever, they show you like 3 sentences and then they're like, you gotta subscribe to read the...
that shit.
Like, bro, ain't nobody gonna subscribe to your bull. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
bro... I just hit back and go to a website that isn't gonna freaking paywall me.
If you see it on Twitter, like if the New York Times posts it, you just look in the comments usually, and people will just
like they'll be the good Samaritan. They'll be like, all right, folks, here you go.
Yeah.
Like, dude, why do you do that, bro? Like, do they not understand that we ain't got... Okay, one, no one has the attention span to read a whole article as it is. 2, if you're paywall, people are just gonna close it, go to something else. Gary Vee talks about this all the time. Give your information for free. Put yourself out there and then, capitalize on the eyes that are on your website.
What's
Why
interesting
are
is
you going to paywall
there's other ways to monetize, and I think they're going the subscription model, but I don't think you should paywall.
Honestly, if you pay for this stuff, like, send me a message, bro. I gotta put you on game. If there's anybody that can put you on game to free stuff, it's me, bro. Just hit me up, because don't be paying for this crap. Like, that's just something, like, for the news, bro. Like, for an article, you want me to pay? It's ridiculous. But on topic of BK, I had to tell you this, too. I'm coming in hot with BK today. Because over where I work, bro, I've been to this BK now 3 times. Today, I left them an amazing review. Because, you remember, we went to BK, we talked about it, we had the amazing experience, it was surreal, we went back, it wasn't the same.
Yeah, it was like an epiphany.
No, it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't the same.
It wasn't.
Bro, I've been to this BK 3 times.
The same one?
No, different one. You
don't have to say.
I don't have to say. But, I went the first time, just, on my break, got myself a Whopper meal, use the app, the BK Royal Rewards, download it, get yourself some free stuff. That Whopper was amazing, bro. The bread was not mushed. Like, some places, they keep it in the steamer for too long.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been a former employee, right? So I know what it is. The fries are on point. I don't know what kind of seasoning they used. It reminded me of the time where we had what was called the Shake 'em Up fries.
Oh. They
had like that seasoning on them. Like, it must have been seasoning they've had in the back since the late 90s. I don't know. It was crazy. And I'm like, yo, I don't even care what you season them with, but I'm glad you did. And I ate that in my car on the way home, like, on the way to work. Man, that was amazing. I went back the other day. I'm like, you know what? There's no way they go 2 for 2.
It was so good you went back?
I went back.
Okay.
I'm like, there's no way. There's no way they go 2 for 2. I'm gonna hit them with the curveball. I'm gonna hit them with an OG chicken sandwich, cause I love the OG chicken sandwich.
That's a good change.
Even though, let's be real, it's probably not real chicken. It's probably like cardboard flavored with chicken. I don't know, but whatever they do to it, it tastes good.
It's great.
Bro, I kid you not. They asked me, ¿Quieres queso? ¿Quieres jitomate, bacon? I'm like, no, I don't want none of that. I just want mayo and lettuce, motherfucker. And like, you want a medium or large, dude? They're like, would you like that medium or large? I'm looking at the screen. That shit says it's small. I'm like, I'll just keep the small. Thanks. They're telling me medium or large. Like, those are the only two options, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I know those tactics too. I used to use them too. I see what you're doing.
Devious.
Yeah, but I give them props. They're trying to, I used to do the same thing. I can't knock them. Anyways, I get my chicken sandwich. Bro, I kid you not. That was the greatest chicken sandwich I've ever had. Fries on point. Dr. Pepper, perfect syrup.
Do you think they're doing something in that kitchen that's a little bit different?
So I went back the other day.
Third time.
I'm like, there's no way. There's no way.
Let me ask you this. Are you going around the same time each time?
No, different times. Because sometimes
different times, same day?
Different days. These are 3 different days.
3 different days, 3 different times.
Yes, I've gone around 12.
Okay.
I've gone around 3. And I've gone like as late as like 6 or 7.
Okay, good. This is like a study now.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
like, okay. The
right.
last time I went was around 6 or 7.
Let's hear it. What happened?
And I'm like, there's no way. Like, I think I got lucky twice. And this time I went inside. I ain't go through the drive.
You wanted to see who were making the goods.
I went
face
inside.
to face.
I went inside, and I ordered a Whopper again. Just to see. Bro, I sat down. Dude, the wrapper of the freaking Whopper was perfect. Like, the design, you know how they mark the designs?
Let me ask you something. How did it look inside? Clean? Fresh?
It was clean. And, I mean, it's like I guess infested is the wrong word, but there's a lot of homeless people in the area, right?
Oh, okay.
So the bathrooms are locked, and you need a special code to get in, and blah, blah, blah. I went into the bathroom. Bathroom's clean. Which is crazy in these areas. You've been around the areas, I'm sure. Yeah. Bro, this Whopper was amazing. They went 3 for 3. Bro, I went straight to my computer. I turned to the back of the receipt. I wrote the best review I've ever written in my life.
Good.
I said, per our amazing meal. I just pretty much put like, hey, I was a former BK employee. I've been here multiple times. This is my first review. And they asked me, what is the name of the customer, or what is the name of the employee you want to, congratulate? I just put entire team. Because it takes an entire team to make that. I even put it on for the man that cleans the bathrooms to the manager that, gave me the order. You gotta go to this Burger King. And I hope they don't.
Seriously.
I hope they don't, I'm hyping it up right now because they're 3 for 3.
For 3.
They're 3 for 3. But, bro, it's just the ingredients are fresh. The bread is breading. The meat is meating. It's amazing. This might be the best BK I found in California.
But was it like that Whopper experience? Did it eclipse the one that you and I had?
No, but the fact that it's done it 3 times in a row,
that's pretty special.
It speaks something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, shout out to BK. That was a long promotion for BK. But I'm rooting for them, man. With this new acquisition, that's $1 billion with a B. You can't spell billion without BK. So, if they're investing a lot, they're investing a lot of money into Billion King, and I want them to succeed.
I'm always an underdog rooter. I want the underdog to win.
I get it. It's unhealthy food, and I shouldn't be promoting it, and yada yada yada. But it's good.
Here's the thing with all these large Coca-Colas and the Disneys and this and that. There's something that's so classic to our subculture of who we are as people. I can't help but love these iconic brands. I love Coca-Cola.
Right.
You put Coca-Cola on a t-shirt and I'm like, I want that.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful logo. It means something more than just the carbonated sugar water that they sell.
Yeah, it's America. You give me a Mustang, you give me a Coke, you give me a nice burger.
A Jumbo Yak.
A Jumbo Yak. Which you still have yet to go to Jumbo Jack.
I have not gone, no.
Or Jack in the Box.
A Jack in the Box. I haven't gone to Jack in the Box, no.
Nah, man, you gotta go. But yeah, man, I gotta take you to this BK. Maybe you've been to it already, but yeah, it's up there, man. I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for all the businesses out there that are trying to make a living.
So let's pivot for a second. Talk back about what's to come and the show and kind of what it's meant. What are you most excited for when it comes to the content that we're going to be doing on ChrisCrossed moving forward, what this show is going to evolve into, things that you are excited about. What do you, talk about that a little bit.
I'm excited about the stuff that we're going to do, like live stuff. I really think that's the future. I've been talking about it since last year. I think that like our content really help. What's the word? Our content really like leads to that, or like it caters to that type of environment. I think of the times that something that a lot of stuff that's popping up in my For You page is kind of like card pack openings and stuff like for live streams, and I think that's right up our alley for one of the things that we could do. I think back to the times where we used to go to Toys R Us. We maybe bought like 5 packs, right?
Which, dude, they're coming back in like full swing.
Good. It's just in perfect time. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I think
it's really exciting.
Like literally, I think of the days like you went to pick me up. We went to Toys R Us.
Yes, sir.
And we'd buy, let's say 4 packs. Well, I mean, obviously we got more, but we literally recorded in our car or your car and opened up the packs. And sometimes we pulled some good stuff. Sometimes we didn't. But like what I liked is that we used to give those cards away. Like some of them, and now we can implement that on TikTok. Like I was watching a guy that opens cards, and you're able to set up a shop inside TikTok, and now you can charge whatever you want to charge. If we want to like go market value, it's obviously the Pokemon cards are pricey, the older packs, but you can say, "Hey, Johnny bought a pack, and we're gonna open it in front of you, Johnny." And, hey, we're going to ship this to you, Johnny. Like, do you want it signed? Remember we used to sign the cards back in the day?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And so just doing that, like more fan interaction, getting people involved, and being able to go out and do that kind of stuff again. That's what I'm excited about, personally. What about you?
I mean, this show, it's... I know we wanted to do a podcast. I didn't know what it was going to be about. And it's kind of evolved into this, very, at times, very intimate conversation, very lofty, funny, nostalgic conversation. I think our goal is really just allowing people to just connect, and also just connect to their inner child at times and never forget that or let go of it. So that's exciting for me to take that idea and evolve it even further. With what we have planned for having a set, having, how we can grow this into like a larger model where there's a lot of supplementary content. And the thing I'm most excited for is like the actual videos that we're planning, or, we're going to be doing soon for the channel.
Are you able to talk about like that scrap that you hinted today on the story?
I'll leave it up to the viewers to follow up on the channel to see where I'm going to do some hints. I'll hint to it later.
Yeah, Chris said he's working on a scrap, so
I am, but we also have so many other ideas. We're talking about, like doing things with food and cooking and going, all the stuff we've been doing with reviews on as reels and shorts. Yeah, I love that. Like when we go out and do stuff, that's like my most favorite thing.
Yeah, like going out. Yeah, like the reels, the Toadstool Cafe stuff. That was gold. Yeah, like the video that I show people all the time is when we went to do the ultimate home record challenge.
Have
we made that into a reel yet?
We haven't, but the new Godzilla movie's coming out, so maybe we can kind of repurpose it.
Just like that guy's freaking face that he made.
Boom, boom, boom.
He's just like...
This is a 7-pound barbecue sandwich challenge. I think we may have talked about it on the podcast before.
No, we have. We definitely have. But we haven't made it into a
reel. But basically, like, we went, and when we asked the server, or the person behind, the chef, for the home wrecker, which is their challenge, he just was like, huh? And we just did this boom, 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 like cut into tightly into his face. And it's so comedic. And I love that video. I've shown it to so many people.
Every person I show that video to, they see that like specific clip and they just die laughing.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like when you film when we went to like Puss in Boots or whatever. people showcase their videos and see how people react. So like when I looked at that, I'm like, okay, that was gold. People really like that. So I would love for us to do more of that type of content for sure this year.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what we have planned. A lot of things that kind of harken back to the old days of what we used to do, but also just evolving it and taking it to the next step of what this channel will ultimately be. And it's been a fun year.
You know what else? I don't know how much time we got until DK comes, but
I'm just waiting for this stinky freak.
Before he comes, I know it's a little late into the new year, but
why you decide to tell this while you're sucking in ice?
Because that's what I want to talk about. I'm an ice sucker now. No, I'm just kidding. No, what I want to say is I know we're already late into the new year, but maybe you've already broken them or you're still on them. But are there any like New Year's resolutions that you've made for this year?
This is your resolution check from ChrisCrossed. If you stopped it, this is maybe the reminder to rethink it, pick it back up,
and do it. And
say, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm 28 days, or I guess when this comes out, I think we'll be in February already. You know wait, guess what? My birthday's in a couple days.
Yes, it is. This is gonna be out
on the Friday. It'll be next.
The second?
Give me a second. It would be out the 2nd, February 2nd. So on the 5th.
The 5th is your birthday.
So they say.
How old are you? How young are you turning?
29. 33.
33 years young.
33.
Yeah. Scottie Pippen.
It's crazy, huh? We're gonna be 33 this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot until like you're saying you were talking to that girl that was born in 2001. Like I'm working with a girl that was born in 2000, and she's 24 or 23, turning 24. That's what makes me feel old. Just hearing that, like, oh shit, you were born in 2000. I was born in 91. You know, it's just like a complete different decade. It's just like, oh, really puts things in perspective. But at the same time, it's like I feel like there's not that much of a difference as like the things that like we all like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like when we were younger, it was a huge difference. If people were 10 years apart.
The thing is, I think it comes back to the internet. I think it's blurred the lines so much because we are all absorbing the same information all at the same time.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like I'm talking to someone completely from a different generation. But they are, though.
They are. You know? And the other thing is we are having such a shared experience with the internet and social media. And also, a lot of the things that you and I grew up on, because of the way that media and gaming and TV and everything is now, we just keep rebooting and rehashing the same shit that we're not allowing.
Like John Williams.
John, I swear to God, this is the season. This could be the series finale, bro. John Williams.
That man been recycling that song for 40 years, bro.
5 films.
Even
what a hack.
Even Harrison Ford is like, hey, yo.
Hey.
You gotta make a new track, bro. Yeah. I can't keep coming out to this. No, but for real, is there anything that, like, you set yourself to, hey, like, this year I'm gonna try to do this? Like, I mean, me personally, like, while you think about it, like, I didn't really have any New Year's resolutions this year. At New Year's, you know, we didn't even speak about back home in Chicago, but, like, sometimes we'll, like, eat 12 grapes, and like each grape will signify each month of the year, and you know you're kind of cleansing and you're making new
what
like
the hell
things.
Are you talking about?
Like New Year's. For New Year's,
what about grapes?
Yeah, so like in the Mexican culture, we eat a grape. Like we'll
have
12 grapes in a cup.
Sorry, the context was not there.
We'll have 12 grapes in a cup, and like we'll eat a grape for like, each month or whatever.
Okay.
And then we'll kind of like in a way, like mentally, you're like, okay, I'm gonna change this. Like 12 things that you're gonna do different next year, and that's kind of like your New Year resolution.
Okay.
But like, we didn't have none of that this year, and then like even personally, I didn't really think of anything. Like, it's not like I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym this year. Like, no, I mean, I was already going to the gym. You know, like I hated going last week because.
Oh! Hey, Happy New Year, buddy!
Navidad and Feliz Año Nuevo.
Adios, cabrón. DK's back, baby.
He came back.
He had to come back one more time before the season ended.
Yo, going to the gym with DK must be an adventure, huh?
I don't know why you haven't already.
You know, like, I bet you that man doesn't even, like, you know when you put the dial on, like, the bottom bar? And it's like, okay, I'm lifting 500
I think he just
pounds.
lifts the whole rack.
He literally just lifts the machine.
Yeah, the machine.
Yeah, I can't go to the gym with DK.
Yeah.
I have no New Year's resolutions. I'm just trying to be a better person every single day. That's just the modelution.
Wow, that's great. Good for you.
DK, get your ass back in the cage, bro. I'm gonna go put
No,
him
that's
away.
good. Like
I'm gonna put him away.
I think that for me, my resolution, I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep that to myself. But it's interesting. I had.
But you do have one.
I do, and I think that's important to keep it in mind and be okay with the fact that if you don't start it or you have a lot of ups and downs during the process. Last year, I actually had a couple different ones for myself, and I was very happy because I think for the very first time, I was able to complete it.
Congratulations!
And do it.
Good shit.
So
sometimes, like speaking it out, you know, when they say like it's better just to keep it inside. If the moment you speak it out, it's like kind of gives you that instant gratification, and then you end up not even doing it. You know what I'm saying? So more power to you. Keep it to yourself. And thank you for everyone that joined us here today. I love this episode. I think it's the greatest one we've had in 2024.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And go listen to that original score by none other than Alice DJ. Better Off Alone. Go run yourself a 5-minute Usain Bolt mile.
I need you to say that you respect John Williams in order for there to be a season 2 of The Attic.
Look, man, I respect the man, but I mean, to be honest, he's up there in age. He probably, I don't know. I don't think he can make any new stuff anymore. But congratulations on being nominated. The movie was great, and good luck and congratulations and thank you. And
John Williams. And this was great. You know, 20 episodes in, it's been a very interesting roller coaster. We've had some really, really good episodes. I look back at them very, very fondly. Yeah, and I think they're really, really fun to go back and revisit too.
I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pop it in on Spotify. Give us a couple more views.
Thank you.
Or listens, and see which one was my favorite. Maybe we can start that for season 2. Hey, this was my favorite episode.
And I just want to say that, you know, just because we're not going to be starting season 2 just yet, there will be some things in between that will pop up on this channel. But also on ChrisCrossed Media, we're going to have a bunch of new things popping up on there. Reels, videos, things in our stories on our socials, things we're posting on our socials. We're live everywhere. We want to see you everywhere. And don't forget to check out Entertainment Earth. We have links in the bio, links in the comment section. Am I forgetting anything, Christian?
Links in the links.
This has been such a fun thing. This is season 1 of The Attic. Thank you for joining us in The Attic. All things involving ChrisCrossed. I don't think we ever said that full
No, we did.
phrase. No, since the first episode.
Oh.
All things involving ChrisCrossed is what The Attic actually stands for.
I think we said in the first 2-3 episodes. But yeah, Maybe. It's been a while. It's been a bit. All the things involving ChrisCrossed comes to an end for season 1. We got more things coming in season 2. And you get to see our beautiful faces.
Our beautiful faces,
and my Usain Bolt figure. You'll see it all.
Wow. When's season 2 happening in 2026, bro?
The World Cup, baby!
See us every 4 years.
Alright, guys, have a good night, have a good morning. Enjoy yourselves. Drink water.
Oh my god.
And put lotion on.
Yo, you and body lotion.
I can't envision it.